I keep learning new things, even though they may be simple and to some common knowledge. This is Ed Shenk's Cress bug, and I learned that a cress bug is actually a sow bug. It's the term used in Pennsylvania for the bug that actually feeds on or lives in and among the watercress plant in Pennsylvania streams, and I suppose elsewhere as well. But Ed Shenk was a Pennsylvanian, and so called his sow bug a cress bug. So I'm tying it on a number 14 2x heavy 1x short wet nymph hook. I'm using a combination of mink, underfur, and muskrat underfur that I have pulled all the guard hairs out of it and blended it together. And I'm going to be putting it into a dubbing loop, as is the way that Ed Shenk tied this particular sow bug or cress bug. So I'm just taking some of that underfur that I've blended together, putting it between the two pieces of thread. I have that connected to my spinner, and then I will just spin the spinner and get that fur all coiled up between the two pieces of thread in my dubbing loop. I'm going to grab the dubbing loop with a hackle plier. That'll keep it from unspinning. Then I can take the spinner off my loop and wrap the hook shank with that dubbing loop that's got all the fur in it. And there are two ways really to do this. One is just to wrap this all by hand, or the other way would be to throw a half hitch on the tying thread and put that in a cradle, and then use the rotary function of the vise to wrap this dubbing loop onto the hook shank. So sow bugs or cress bugs are a variety of sizes depending on where they live. And so the recipe, and I'm using the recipe from Mike Valla's The Founding Flies, calls for this to be tied on anywhere from a 12 to a 20. And the shape of the hook also, I suppose, can vary a little bit. You can use a straight shank, or like this is a extra short straight shank down eye hook. Could use a curved scud hook and tie it to whatever size would be appropriate for the waters that you're fishing. I'll go ahead and clip that off. And I'm going to put a whip finish on it and then tease out first clip off my thread. Then I have a Velcro brush, and I'm just going to tease that out. Get it good and bushy. This fly can also be weighted, so if you want it to sink better, put a little bit of weighted wire underneath of the thread, or after the thread is wound down before the dubbing is on it. Or if you don't weight it, then it can be fished with a split shot on your, probably along your tippet. I'll turn it over, and I'm going to clip out all of the bottom here to give it a flat bottom. I did get a few guard hairs in there, but that's all right. Clip off the top as well to give it a flat top. It's the cress bug, or the sow bug, is pretty flat top to bottom, but then wider on the sides, so I'll just kind of give it a ovalish look from side to side. And I think I'll call that good. We'll put a small drop of diluted goop just on the head. Just pick up enough goop, diluted goop, with my needle. And that was such a small drop, it's going to cement the head, but I'm not worried about the eye of that hook. If I were worried about the eye being clean, I could pass a hackle feather through the eye to make sure that it's clean, and my cress bug is ready for a tippet.